So one of them is the ETE. So this one's going to be set up on the list before finishes. That one gets set up on the scoreboard.
Oh, okay.
So that someone else
Oh, very nice. So I don't have to leave the time.
You don't.
Oh, good.
Sometimes it can be confusing for people at home because the numbers are in the opposite order.
Oh, right. I get it. Yep.
I always wish we put number one at top.
If I could redo the pool, we'd have that over there as lane one. Because it's like that's the.
Well, the easiest would be in the scoreboard system, just reverse it and have one at the bottom.
One at the bottom, but yeah, that's true.
You know, that's the way I would do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Most schools are going to
Yeah, you're right.
the normal way. It's just, so, you know the national
No, my daughter is doing it.
Oh, that's okay.
Yes. Ellie is doing a different Kelly. Not me. I mean, I could, but I'm gonna acquiesce to her just because
You don't want people to leave?
she really likes to do it. You know what?
Which daughter is doing?
Ellie.
Okay.
Last name? Good evening. Welcome to the home pool for the Eagan Wildcat Boys Swim and Dive Team. All right, try this again. And a big thank you to ETV for being able to stream the meet live on YouTube for our friends and family at home and around the world. And I'd like to thank all our sponsors who make many of the things you see around here possible. Bridge Realty, Twin City Orthopedics, Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, Ballpark Realty, Trail Stop Tavern, Riptide Swimming, Ellsmore Swim Shop, and Wildcats Bar and Grill. We'd like to welcome our visitors from Lakeville North, the Panthers, who are our head coach, coached by Dan Schneider, with assistants Katie Raymond, and Rick Kruger. The dive coach is Summer Peard. Wow, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to captains are Carson Eppert, Jackson McLeod, Justin Ray, and Hugo Vinovich. Let's give them a big welcome. And our Eagan Wildcats are coached by Chris Morgan, assistant coach Tyler Musko, diving coach Amy Carlson, and our captains are Neelan Abola, Ben Currens, Thomas Keller. Your officials for tonight's meet are Kelly Pulko and Andy Sims. So now please stand, remove a hat if you're wearing one, as we have our very own Ellie Keller singing the national anthem.
You are. Good evening, this is Gus Broman with ETV, and we are just pleased to be with you tonight. We are at Dakota Hills Middle School for the Eagan Boys Swim and Dive. And this evening's contest will be against the Lakeville North Panthers. So Eagan's second South Suburban Conference meet of the year. The first one was against Farmington, and that ended up being a W for the Wildcats. This evening, a bit of a challenge. Lakeville North has a few studs, not real deep in their lineup, but they do have three very fast swimmers. So Coach Chris Morgan, definitely a veteran, he's been playing chess all week, trying to figure out how he can line up his depth against the studs of Lakeville North. Chris Morgan, let me see here. I have to ratchet back here. 7 years before 2015, he came here in 2007. So he's in his 14th year here at Eagan High School. The program definitely is blessed to have him at the helm. One of his former swimmers, Tyler Husko, is now the assistant coach. Longtime assistant coach Anthony Schmidt hung up the clipboard last year so he can spend a little bit more time with his kids. They're getting into swimming and diving. He was an athlete at University of Wisconsin La Crosse, so His wife was a diver. So this evening, the first meets are generally, it's always going to be a junior varsity heat or an exhibition heat. So you see a junior varsity heat of the 200-yard medley relay in the water. So on your screen from bottom to top is lane 1, and at the top of your screen is lane 6. So in lane 1, you see Jackson Maynor. Lane 2 for Lakeville North is Robert Rutzel. Lane 3 is Brad Simpson for the Wildcats. Lane 4 is Jonathan Colbert. Lane 5 is McGavin Need. And so in this, you'll see the backstroke, and then coming in next, look at the touch there, good touch there in lane 3 there as Kuldeep Ratchabatuni jumps in to be doing the breaststroke. And then lane 4 now is Oliver Snaza. Lane 2 is Nicholas Anderson. Oh, sorry, Nicholas Anderson is on the blocks here, getting ready to go. And then in lane 1, that is Ethan Jenkins, the freshman in the water. And then at the top of your screen is Ethan Schumacher of the Wildcats going. Touching in already is Ratchabatui handing off to Isaac Krebs in lane 3. Now it's the butterfly. Coming in next will be Oliver Snaza in lane 4, sending off Parker Erreich. And then lane 5, that is Lucas Hanna heading off to do his butterfly. Lane 2 here, Nicholas Anderson coming in, touches off Kai Youngglove. Lane 1 for your Wildcats, that's Berrigan Rollwing. Flyer coming in lane 4. Lakeville North off with Davin Berg. Ian Chong in lane 3 is still flying. Lane 5 now is Carlos Conlon. Lane 2 in the water now, the final swimmer, Nano Tallon. Touching in to finish that off. All right, there's a little bit of a mix-up there in lane 3. I think Ian Chong thought he could do freestyle, but he did a butterfly. That's all right, a little extra credit there. Coming in now, lane 2. It's gonna be tight there. Angad Honda. Nano Tallon coming in, outside smoke. Out touches by a .22. Nice work, Tallon. Wow, that is very good work. Now, it should be said that District 196, we are very blessed with middle school swimming. So we have Dakota Hills, Blackhawk Middle, Scott Highlands, Rosemount Middle all have middle school programs, whereas the Lakeville schools do not support middle school swimming. So we can roster 40 guys on the varsity JV teams, and Lakeville North, it's a little bit thinner because they put in their middle schoolers as well. It's a 200-yard medley relay varsity now in lane 1. For your Wildcats is Reese Cook. Lane 2, Parker Mann. Lane 3, Aiden Smith. Lane 4 for the Panthers, Aaron Larkin. Lane 5, Josiah Schaffhausen. Lane 6 for the Panthers, Tyler Hultgren. Backstroke is coming in hot. Whoa, it's a really tight race in the center of the pool. You're always going to see that. Lanes 3 and 4 going crazy. Aiden Smith is sending off, and lane 3 is Alex Bango. Lane 4, Cooper Krantz. For your Wildcats in lane 1 now is William Wynn. In lane 2 for the Panthers is Julian Grange. Lane 5 for your Wildcats, Braden Hegenbarth. Lane 6 for the Panthers, Matthew Hendricks. Boy, fast breaststroker there. I mean, he is just flying. That Cooper Krantz sending off Justice Ray now. Excuse me, Jack McLeod. Lane 3 is Dobbin Chong for the Wildcats. Lane 2 for the Panthers is Carson Epper. And lane 1, Riley McRoberts. lane 6, Kellen Krantz. So yeah, that was a big lead in the breaststroke there by Cooper Krantz, handing it to Jack McLeod. Now Justice Ray is in the water, so it's going to be a lot of catching up to do for Louis there. It's impossible, actually. Lane 6, Aiden Sorley's in the water there. Lane 5, Tyler Burby coming in hot, doing a nice job. In lane 3, Louis comes in for that second place, and then very nice. Eagan getting 2 and 3 in the relays, so that means that they will outscore Lakeville in this relay. Very key move there by Coach Morgan, knowing how to get second and third and outpointing them. So that is fantastic. Oh, that's good to see. So we'll be updating you with the scores as they go along. But yeah, from history, I know if you get 2 and 3, you outscore it by 2 points. So that sends us to the 200-yard freestyle junior varsity, which is 8 lengths of the pool or 4 laps, however you like to say it. So those of you new to swimming and diving, please know that we're very blessed to have a separate diving well here at Eagan High School, where the kids can warm up, cool down, and then when it comes to diving, the divers have already warmed up, so they're ready to go and dive. And diving is the midpoint of the meet. So we'll go 200-yard freestyle, 200-yard individual medley, 50 freestyle, and then it's diving. And then after that is 100 butterfly, 100 freestyle, 500 freestyle, 200 freestyle, 100 back, 100 breast, and then the 400 freestyle relay. It's quite exciting when the races come down to that 400-yard freestyle relay. It has happened in years past, particularly with Rosemount. But a little bit of a delay right now. Coach Morgan is talking to longtime official Ann Sims. Her daughter actually swam for Rosemount, went on to have an illustrious career at Gustavus Adolphus. Gustavus Adolphus, fantastic swim program. They have a brand new weight room, which is quite marvelous. They have been breeding swim coaches for many years. So the head boys varsity coach at Rosemount is from Gustavus Adolphus, as well as the girls coach here at Eagan. So many, it's good to see Sandra Setter, our longtime athletic director, on deck, always supporting swim and dive. Just a great supporter of the program. So the other official, I mentioned Ann Sims, but Kelly Punko is the other official. This is her first meet at Dakota Hills.
All right, let's continue on with event number 3, boys 200-yard freestyle, junior varsity. And
just to be clear, the junior varsity is scored as a separate meet than the varsity, just as if it was soccer and you'd have a JV game and a varsity game, even though the heats are back-to-back. All right, they're off in the water in lane 1. That is the Wildcats, Preston Dunn. Lane 3 is Tyler Burby of the Wildcats. Lane 5 is Ethan Schumacher of the Wildcats. And lane 4 for the Panthers is Thien Pham. So it's good to see the supporters on the other end of the deck. So the swimmer in the water for the Panthers is an 8th grader. So as I mentioned, we have all high school swimmers, blessed to have that middle school program. So when they're done with middle school, they're ready to come here to swim for Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan has in recent years developed, I'll just say it. I'll just say it straight up, straight out loud. The best men's program here at Eagan High School. They went on to have 8 consecutive section championships. There isn't one other boys sport that had 2 in a row. Now, with that said, Coach Chris has during the years of restriction and some graduations. He has a young team coming up, and so looking at his squad, seeing that there are actually 14 freshmen and only 5 seniors. It's a reset of sorts. It's not reloading. It is a complete reset because some of these guys just have not been around the culture of his respect first and respect your opponent. And so there's a lot of learning that he has to do, and that it took 2-3 years for him to lay that foundation. And then unfortunately, when the kids were not allowed to interact on deck during the restrictions, some of that faded. Missing the potluck, some of the parties. So Chris Morgan has his work cut out for him as he does the reset here. But he'll do it. It's just a matter of time. And the alumni meet is next Thursday. So he always has the alumni come out and speak words of truth to these guys, and kind of, good touch in there by Tyler Kirby. A 2:10:30, that's fantastic. So he'll, that's part of the pedigree and the brotherhood, and Eagan has had a long run in the booster club where they actually hire a strength and conditioning coach above and beyond, the assistant coach above and beyond, and third coach on deck, so that's great. Oh man, coming in hot at the end, Ethan Schumacher, nice work. Touches in at a 2:41.24, and then 2:45.21 is Team Bam, and at 2:40.16 is Preston Dunn.
Varsity.
That gets us to the varsity heat here. Good to see Miggy in lane 3 there. Miggy San Jose. That's swimming for quite a while. It's really beefing up here. In lane 1 for your Cats is Mason Dietering. Lane 3, Miggy San Jose. Lane 5, Dobbin Chong. For the Panthers in lane 2, Nicholas Vinovich. Lane 4, Jonah Hoffman. Lane 6, Lucas Hoffman. Got the brother combination. Lane 6 is an 8th grader, but the race is in the middle of the pool. Miggy coming in nicely at the turn. He is, oh my Lanta, it is 24.85 on that split. But Miggy will hang in there, trust me. I've seen that guy. He swims negative splits on that back half. But boy, is Jonah Hoffman giving him a run for the money. Now, Miggy is one of those guys that understands the culture, and he's been friends through club through many of these guys that have gone through this program. He is a leader. Even though he's only a junior, he is a leader of this team, and I would put my money on him to gut this out to the very end and take touch in first on this 200 free. This is a key race for your Wildcats, because over there in lane 5 at Dobbin Chong, you will need to kind of come in the third place here to get this done. Maybe coming in with 1 lap to go. He is a half stroke ahead, and he will go deep. He'll dig deep here. Meanwhile, Dobbin Chong has lost a bit here to Nicholas Vinovich over here in lane 2. Kind of lost sight of that. So once again, you can win a race, but losing the points. Oh my Lanta, this is tight. Coming in. Miggy is kicking now like a banshee, but I don't know if he can get it back. He's coming in and touches in. Jonah Hoffman out touches by just over a half a second. So your Wildcats touch in at a 2 and a 4. And then getting that last 1 point there is Mason Dietering doing a nice job. You know, those of you new to swimming, they're like, oh, he got 5th place. You know what? He got a point. 6 gets 0 points. Congratulations, Mason Dietering. You add up a point here, a point there, in each of these races many times, it comes down to who got 5th. So, good job, Mason.
All right, we have event number 5, the boys 200-yard IM, junior varsity.
All right, the 2 IM. It's good to see a full heat for the junior varsity. it's such a technical race having to swim all 4 strokes, and the transitions at the flip turn are complicated. So it's good to see both teams able to field 3 swimmers here. Chris Morgan always says that if this race is worth $1, being a good breaststroker is worth a 50-cent piece. Looks like Riley McRoberts is not in lane 5. I don't know if he's a scratch or what's going on there. As well as lane 3, Bidon Srista is not there. So who we have swimming though is Isaac Krebs for Wildcats in lane 1. Then the rest of the race are the Panthers. Tyler Hultgren in lane 2. Lane 4 is Parker Erreich, and lane 6 is Liam Grange. Always starts with the butterfly and then goes to the backstroke here. And the most technical transition goes from the backstroke to the breaststroke, because obviously the swimmers can't see the edge of the pool, so that's where the flags come in. They see the flags, they count their strokes, and then they do their flip. It's Parker Erreich way out in front here. Second is Tyler Hultgren for the Panthers in lane 6, Liam Grange. Isaac Krebs really wrestling through on this backstroke, doing a nice job. Like I said, it's always a tough transition to the breaststroke, but Isaac does it nicely. See if he can make up a little ground here on the breaststroke. And then your last stroke is your freestyle. So finishes off with free. And the way that races are seeded is that they always have the fastest seeds in the middle of the pool. So Eagan will have their fastest seed time in lane 3. Panthers will have it in lane 4, which is bottom to top on your screen. And Eagan will always be the odd lanes, 1, 3, 5. Nice touch in there by Isaac Krebs, looking to finish it off. Parker Erreich is still in first place there in lane 4. Second place is Tyler Hultgren. Liam Grange over there, top of your screen in lane 6. Krebs doing a nice job. Going to finish it off strong at 2:27.45 there for Erreich. Definitely a tough race to do all 4 strokes in one race. So you got to be a very versatile swimmer in order to compete this. This next one's going to be fun. Couple of brothers, Derek and Alex Bango. Longtime competitors in this program, and parents are always contributing. Dad on the camera and Shalone at the scores table. Swimming and diving definitely takes more parental effort than any other sport. If you're on a football team, you kind of have to get a chain gang, that's about it. If you're at swimming, you have to get the scoreboard running, over to the computer, over to the pads, and then put it up on the scoreboard, and then the officials are always talking to the parents, whereas any other sport, you're talking to a paid school official. So Ann Sims clarifies what she needed. Kelly Ponko's also ready as well.
Boys 200-yard IM varsity.
Alex Bango, that's your Wildcats. For the Panthers in lane 2, Isaac Snaza. Lane 4, Cooper France. Lane 6, Kellen France. Now this race is going to be won at that breaststroke. You saw in the medley medley relay, how Cooper Krantz really came out on that breaststroke, and you'll see that in his second stroke here. So Derek Bango has to do whatever he can to just kind of stay close, because in the breaststroke we know that, that Krantz is going to get way out in front. But currently Lakeville's in 1-3-4 position. Excuse me, 1-3-6 position. That's good. Okay, now you'll see this flip turn into, and Cooper Krantz going into this breaststroke, where you're just going to see some major time gain here. Just quite the breaststroker here. Derek has certainly improved on his backstroke through the years, but it's going to be tough to catch a guy who's going to be probably going to go to state in a breaststroke there. So good for Derek. And once again, if we can just get that 5th place, we can outpoint them here, especially if we get second, third, 4th. All right, touches in at a 35.51 on the breaststroke. Like I said, that is quite the split. So Cooper Krantz continuing on. Derek on that flip turn, sending him into the freestyle. Your 3rd place is in lane 2 with Isaac Snaza. Oh, but the race here, folks, is in lane 5 and 6. Alex Bango and Kellen Krantz. So it's 2 sets of brothers. How great is that? The Bango brothers and the Krantz brothers. It's a 2:03.46. Oh, thank goodness. Alex Bango just gets into that freestyle, continues on. Derek Bango gets that 2nd place. 3rd place goes Isaac Snaza. 4th place goes to William Wynn. And like I said, that race is in lanes 5 and 6. And Alex just has a freestyle that just, they were tied going into the freestyle, and he's able to touch in a body length ahead. So we'll try to get the scores on the scoreboard. It's a lot of scoring to get up, but it's
All right, number 7, everybody's favorite, down and back 50-yard freestyle. We have 4 heats on the junior.
all right. In the 50-yard free, it's going to be a 3 heats of exhibition, and then we'll go into the junior varsity. All right, for the 50 free, it's down and back. It's 3 sets of all Wildcats. You see this a lot with a younger team, where you have many of the guys can only do a freestyle. And this first heat is Jackson Maynor. Was going to be filled with a few other guys, but it's only, it's only Eli Carrasco. I said Jackson Maynor, but he was supposed to be in lane 3, so it's only Eli Carrasco. Good for him. Good job coming in at about a 35.77 if you're an Eli Carrasco fan. Look for him to go a sub 30 come the end of the year. Under the tutelage of Chris Morgan, you will see him drop at least 5 seconds on that. So a lot of good things for Eli to come in the years ahead. Heat 2 should be filled, but we'll see if that's the case or not. All right, a little bit of confusion. You have to wait for the whistle to step on the diving blocks. We got a full lot of 6 Wildcats on there. Closest to your screen there in lane 1 is Jonah Moeller. Lane 2 is Zach Van Lanenhan. Lane 3, Ryan Huth. Lane 4, Philip Kozen. Lane 5, Ezra Moeller. Lane 6, Ethan Jenkins. All right, couple of flip turns, couple of touch a wall and turns. Got to be honest with you, I had 3 boys who were swimmers. They're all flip turners. I'm a touch a wall and turn, but if you're racing, it's nice to get that flip turn in. Ethan Jenkins coming in at a nice 32.81. Lane 3, Ryan Huth coming in next. Good sets of swims there. Everything under 40. All right, that gets us to the last exhibition. Last exhibition heat here. On the blocks there in lane 1 is Pranav Antavilu. Lane 2 is Ian Chong. Lane 3, Isaac Krebs. Lane 4, Nano Tallon. Lane 5, Lucas Gord. Lane 6, Berrigan Rollwing. All Wildcats going here. So early on in the season, so it's hard to seed them appropriately, but usually the guys in the middle are the fastest seeds. But we got some outside smoke and a guy named Berrigan Rollwing in lane 6 touching in first. Coming in second there is lane 4, Nano Tallon. Good race by the Wildcats there. That ends the exhibition, and now we get to the junior varsity, where we will have the Panthers as well. Thank you so much. All right, since it's the junior varsity heat, the Panthers will be sending some guys in there now. And they do score the JV meet just as they scored the varsity meet. Splash them back. Oops, stand. Oh, saw a little bit of wiggle in there. Kelly Plunko having them stand. Got to be completely still for the start. All right, off and at 'em. Lane 1 for your Wildcats, Carlos Conlon. Lane 2, McCavin Nee. Lane 5, Lucas Hanna for the Panthers. In lane 2, Davenberg. Lane 4, Jonathan Colbert. Lane 6, Robert Rutzel. Wildcats looking good at a 1-2-3. However, you have McGavin, Jonathan Colbert coming in. Ooh, nice touch in there. Very good race there by your Wildcats. Jonathan Colbert ended up touching in for third place. Good job. Now it's your splash and dash, down and back, 50-yard freestyle varsity. We get to see senior captain Thomas Keller swim. 50 free is one of his specialties, so I think he's going to have a race against Justice Ray.
Boys, 50-yard freestyle. Take a deep breath as you open before you launch.
Ooh, a little bit of twitching on the blocks, but for your Wildcats in lane 1, Ben Currens. Lane 3, Thomas Keller. Lane 5, Louis Decatois. For the Panthers in lane 2, Aaron Larkin. Lane 4, Justice Ray. Lane 6, Justice Longglove. But Keller is coming in hot. It's looking good for your Wildcats. Thomas Keller stretching in at a 22.69. Excellent time this time of year. Lane 5, being able to touch in is Louis Decatois. Nice touch in for a third place. And that 1 point is grabbed by Ben Kearns in that 5th place. It's always important. This gets us to the diving. So there will be a brief intermission, not really intermission of sorts, but the officials have to move over to there. So grab a cheeseburger, grab a beverage, and YouTube will be, ETV will continue to stream it for you. And as we go into diving here, you know, it shouldn't be a ton of warm-up, basically because this pool has been open for them to be warming up the entire time. So it, the warm-ups won't be long. And looking, each one of the divers will be doing 6 dives. So there are 6 divers, 3 for each school. So quick math says there'll be 36 dives that you can see here tonight. Couple enhancements here at the Dakota Hills Middle School. Retiled floors. I was a little bit taken back by the blue tile when I came in. It's been white since the school was built in, I believe it was 1990. So kind of crazy that after all those years they retiled and it's blue. I felt like I was walking on water there for a moment. But a little bit about diving. Amy Carlson has been coaching the program. Let's see here. Our boys were in it for 13 years. Out of those 13 years, I think she was the coach for, I believe, all 13, if not 11. Took a year or 2 off. Did come back last year. You know, and at the state meet, you'd see it was very rare to see a school have 2 divers. But if you looked, it was Eagan who had 2 divers and 2 other schools. But if you look closer, Eagan actually had 3 divers. So she's definitely has the diving pedigree. The Booster Club has equipped the boys with state-of-the-art equipment. They have a TiVo over there where the boys can dive in practice, walk over to the TiVo and see what they did. See how, and then instant learning. And so it's, you know, a lot has gone into this program. When you build a strong program, it all doesn't happen just overnight. It takes years and years of commitment. But if you want to follow a cool Instagram page, follow EHS Boys Dive. You'll get to see some of the new dives that the boys do. You'll also get to see some of their massive flops. Because in order to be successful and highly successful, you have to learn how to deal with failure, and the failure comes in the form of a back flop, a belly flop, et cetera, et cetera. So watch that, and I like it because in order to be great, you have to learn how to fail and be bold. So fun Instagram page to follow. But you know, your Wildcat divers this evening are Jacob Campbell, Stone Larson, and Owen Kipp. Owen, I believe, had his personal best in the meet last Friday against Farmington. He's been doing a former coach, Jason, has a private diving club, and I know that Owen has been going over there and training there and being very diligent in training in the off season. So this will be fun to see some of that come to fruition here tonight. So, and the way diving is judged, there's a coach from each team that judges, and then one of the officials judges. So when you see all 3 judges score the same, you'll hear the Eagan Wildcats yell bingo, because it shows that they all are in agreement, and it's kind of fun. But the order of the dives this evening are the following. For the Panthers, we'll be diving first, Caleb Baldishweiler. Second diver for the Wildcats, Jacob Campbell. Third diver for the Panthers, Christopher Vinovich. Fourth diver for the Wildcats, Stone Larson. Fifth diver for the Panthers, Alex Byer. Sixth diver for the Wildcats, Owen Kipp. All 3 of these divers will be scored as if it was a normal event, because it is a normal event, as if it was a butterfly, as if it was the backstroke. So you'll have a first place, a second place, and a third place. all the way down to 5th place. So if you don't get last, you get that 1 point. So
All right, we're ready to begin. Our first diver is Caleb. Please, when the divers are on board, please step inside us.
Caleb is going to be doing a
First diver is Caleb.
101C forward dive tuck 1.2.
1.2 degree.
So this is Caleb's easiest dive of the evening. See how the Panther does here. Nice entry. 4.5, 4.5, 5. Second diver is Jacob. He's going to do a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike 1.7. Nice entry. You know, one of the things in having a committed diving, well, 4.5, 4.5, 5, is that you can use either board. So that's different than if you're at Rosemont that only has one board. So Christopher's going to do a 101C forward dive tuck 1.2, his easiest dive of the evening. All right, 4.5, 4.5, 4. So Stone is going to be doing the same dive that Jacob Campbell did. It's a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike 1.7. Stone is an experienced diver, so I expect to see good height on this and good entry. Gets that height, gets in, clean entry. Judges say 6, 6.5, 6.5. That gets us to Alex Byer, who will do the exact same dive. Forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. And Owen Kipp will also be doing that same one. So 4 of the divers doing the exact same dive. Which one did you like best? You decide at home. Judges say they like Stone's best. That was a 5.5, 6, 6.5. Owen Kipp is doing the exact same dive at a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike 1.7. Gets plenty of height. Nice clean entry. Judges say they love it. 7.5, 7.5, 7. That gets his second round of diving, and Caleb is going to do a 102C forward 1 somersault tuck 1.4. This is his second, tied for his second most difficult dive here for Caleb. Four, 4.5. Jacob Campbell is going to do a 104C forward 2 somersault tuck 2.2. Ooh, nice twisting. He got around on that. 2 somersaults isn't easy. Ooh, Coach Amy loved that. Gave him a 6. Sims gave him a 4 and then a 4.5. So Christopher is going to do a 103C forward 1.5 somersault tuck 1.6. Off to the side a little bit. See if the judges notice that. 4, 4, 4.5. This sends us to Stone, who will do our first 105B forward 2.5 somersault pike 2.6. This is the most difficult dive that you've seen this evening. Make note at home. Feel free to tape it. It is the dive Owen Kipp is going to do next. Look for Stone to get plenty of height here. He gets that. Comes in. Clean entry. Judges say they like it. 6, 6, 5.5. Sends us to Alex Byer, who's going to do a forward 2.5 somersault tuck 2.4. This is Alex's most difficult dive of the evening. This 2.4 here. Sends it. Little over rotation. 5-5, 5.5. All right, Owen's going to do that 105B, forward 2.5 somersault pike, 2.6, the same one as Stone Larson. Gets that nice height, clean entry. 6, 6.5, 5.5. All right, this sends us to the third round of diving. Caleb's going to do a 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. Second most difficult dive of the evening right here for Caleb. Nice job. 4, 4.5, 4.5. Jacob's going to do a 203C, back 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.0. Okay, he's adjusting that. I was like a little nervous. I was like, dude, it's a back. So we'll see him rotate there. I never appreciate these as a diving parent because you're like, get away from the board. Always gets you nervous, especially at this angle. Gets the clearance, flips that back, and he got in. 3.5, 3.5, 4. Nice job, Jacob. Christopher's going to do a 302C, reverse 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. So a reverse means you'll see him, instead of going forward here, watch this, he senses and goes backwards. Bingo! 5s across the board. Oh, see, I'm telling you, with restrictions, we've lost our practice. You heard a bingo, a faint bingo, ever so slightly. Good to see the scores agree. Stone's going to do a 303C, reverse 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.1. I like the height that Stone gets here. Boom. Little over rotation. Second meet of the year. You'll see that improve. 4, 5.5, 5. Alex is going to do a 403C, inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. Very clean entry. Nicely done, Alex. 5.5, 6.5, 7. Scores all over the place there. So Owen Kipp is going to do a 203B, back 1.5 somersault pike, 2.3. Good rotation. Little unlike Owen to not get that finish there at the end. 4.5, 5, 5.5. So this enters to our fourth round of diving. So Caleb's going to do a 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. The second easiest dive of the evening. Gets it clean, gets straight in. You can see the difficulty, 4, 4, 5. You know, when it's few rotations, it's just touch your knees, go straight in. That's where the difficulty is far less than when you're twisting. And so Jacob's going to do a 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. Another more simple dive, but it is a little more degree of difficulty because it is an inward dive, meaning you're facing the diving board. Nice. So you really want to go in clean on that. So 5, 5.5, 5.5. So this sends us to Christopher, is going to do a 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. Same dive as Caleb did. Lost his line a little bit, got it feet in. Judges say 4, 4, 4.5. This sends us to Stone, who's going to do a 403B, inward 1.5 somersault pike, 2.4. Oh, that was clean. So little splashing. I enjoyed watching that one. 5.5, 5.5, 6. Thank you, ETV, for bringing us that free entertainment. That was brilliant. So Alex is going to do a 52-31D, back 1.5 somersault, half twist free. It's a 2.1. His third easiest dive of the evening right here for Alex. Ooh, very nice entry. Man, that twist is really fun to watch. Bingo, 5.5 across the board. Owen's going to do a 403B, inward 1.5 somersault pike, 2.4. Very clean entry. That was nice. Should see sixes here. 6, 5.5, 5. Huh. This sends us to the 5th round of diving. And Caleb's going to do a 51-21D, forward 1.5 somersault, half twist, free, 1.7. Four, 4.5, 4.5. Jacob's going to do a 403C, inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. Jacob kind of caught himself there. I was getting a little nervous. He was just setting up and got a little twitch. Jacob finding his center of balance now. Very nice entry. 4, 5, 5. Sends us to Christopher doing a 52-21D. Back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7. All right, judges say 4.5, 4, 5. Stone is going to do a 404C, inward, 2 somersault tuck, 2.8. Easily his hardest dive of the evening is right now. Whoa, he got the twists in, got his feet down. 5, 5, 4.5.
Alex, 52-23D, back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist, free, 2.3.
All right, sorry about that. We're trying to get the score of the meet up on the board, but Owen's going to do a 51-34D for 1.5 somersault, 2 twists free, 2.6. He nailed that. 7, 7, 6.5. That's the highest point value of the evening. Very nice. Final round of diving is round 6, and Caleb's going to do a 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. Straightforward dive here. Something like this, you want to see no splash. Very nice. 3.5, 3.5, 4. Jacob's going to do a 52-23D, back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist, free, 2.3. He got around on that one, landed it, 3.5, 3.5, 3. So Christopher is going to do a 52-11A, back dive, half twist, straight, 1.8. These always make me feel good when it's straight and you're going away from the board. A little bit of a foot splash there. 3.5, 3.5, 4. Gets us to Stone, who's going to do a 51-32D, forward 1.5 somersault, 1 twist free, 2.2. This is Stone's third most difficult dive. Hopefully he can get the points that he did that last time. I like the air that Stone gets here. Boom. Nice. Didn't get the leg straight, and Amy was upset about that. 4.5, 5, 6. But you'll see that come alive the next time. So look for that 51-32D again. So Alex is going to do a 203C, back 1.5 somersault, tuck, 2.0. Second to last dive of the evening, last dive for the Panthers. Ooh, he gets it a little over rotation there with the legs. Judges say 5.5, 5, 5. Last dive of the evening is by Owen Kipp. He's going to do a 52-35D, back 1.5 somersault, 2.5 twist, free, 2.9. The most difficult dive of the evening by 0.3 points. This is a tough one, saving the hardest for the last. Owen on the board. Great rotation, and he got in with hardly any splash whatsoever. Judges agree it's a bingo. 5.5 across the board. There we go. The boys finally got some practice, got that bingo going. So it's going to be a 10-minute break. So this is the time to grab yourself a beverage, heat up those nachos, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the back half of the meet. And we'll be starting with a 100-yard butterfly. And as precursor to that, the people swimming the 100-yard butterfly junior varsity will be Kadoop Ratchabatuni, Oliver Snazza, Riley McRoberts, Matthew Hendricks, Brad Simpson. They're going to come in 10 minutes here.
all the volunteers helping tonight to make this go. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Bridge Realty, Twin City Orthopedics, Wildcats Bar and Grill, Riptide Slimming, Ellsmore Swim Shop, Trail Stop Tavern, Ballpark Realty, and Doolittle's Wood Fire and Grill. Please visit our sponsors. We can't do what we do here and have what we have without them. For the diving, we have Lakeville North with 34 and Eagan with 28. So a nice close meet. Again, North with 34 and Eagan with 28. Before diving. Coming up the scores, including diving. Are you sitting down? We are tied at 39. Lakeville North 39, Eagan 39. So the second half of this meet is huge.
or you go to Olympic trials, you finish fourth. You might get one of those top 8 on any other given day. At the Olympics, you might even medal at the Olympics, and then trials you feel like, and then number 2 seed. But yeah, you finish fourth, so you're sitting at home with that's almost like
All right, welcome back. This is Gus Broman for ETV. So we're on the back half of the meet, and it's always nice if you're able to come sometime at Dakota Hills. We go in order of the record board, and so as I mentioned before the diving break, we'll be hitting the butterfly junior varsity. And so if you're looking for a tight meet, you've come to the right place. After diving, it's 39 to 39. So it is definitely close. And I sketched out a little bit what the points are. And basically, it's like if you get first place, you get 6, and then it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. So first place you'll get 6, second place 4th, third place 3rd, 4th place 2nd, and then 5th place 1 point, and then the relays are double. So if you didn't get first, but if you got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you would outscore the opponent. So it's important to have a deep team, pun intended. So going into the back half, we'll be keeping watch over the score closely. Butterfly, definitely a tough stroke. You see the dolphin kick, where it's basically your legs go up and down, and to a mere mortal, you look kind of look a little goofy, kind of just thrusting the hips. But the kids who do it for quite a while really get proficient at it. So we'll have lanes 1 through 5 filled here. Lane 1 there. Bottom of your screen is for your Wildcats. Kuldeep Ratchabatooni. Lane 2, Oliver Snazza. Lane 3, Riley McRoberts. Lane 4, Matthew Hendricks. Lane 5, Brad Simpson. So this is good to see the Wildcats getting out there. Definitely a deeper team. And as it would have, the Wildcats work hard. The hardest time of swimming is between Christmas and New Year's. I remember when my boys were swimming, they'd swim 6 miles a day. Did you even walk 6 miles today? These boys will be swimming 6 miles a day. Chris Morgan definitely adds the strength to that. Then after they swim 6 miles a day, they hit the weight room. So these guys are just breaking down their muscles totally. Looking good here coming in is Riley McRoberts in lane 3, and then up above there is Brad Simpson in lane 5. McRoberts touches in at a 1:09.6, and Simpson touches in at a 1:12.03, and your third Wildcat is at a Kuldeep 1:12.25. The Panthers still coming in. Boy, it's a tight race. These guys are like almost side by side. But Snazza does out-touch him in lane 2 with the 1:29.78. This sends us to the varsity heat of the 100-yard butterfly. So Thomas Keller doing back-to-back events with diving in between. So you're allowed to swim 2 individual events and then 2 relays. So Thomas, even though the events are right together, you have diving in between, so he definitely had ample rest. Almost a taper per se. All right, and lane 1 for the Wildcats is Ben Currents. Lane 3, Thomas Keller. Lane 5, Dobbin Chong. In lane 2 for the Panthers is Justice Ray. Lane 4, Jack McLeod. Lane 6, Carson Eppert. This is a big race, people. Wildcats are looking to try to go a 1-3 here. It is tight. Keller coming alive here. Chong hanging in that 3rd place. Good touch there. It's a 26-16 at the split. Keller's out there. Chong is holding on. However, Justice is on the other side of the pool, lane 2, and the butterfly you can't see side to side like you can a freestyle. At the turn, it's, oh my Lanta. Ray and Chong touching in at the same. All right, Keller is a nanosecond ahead, but Chong coming alive. Oh, this is looking good for your Wildcats. Keller touches in. First at a 56.97. Thank you, David Chong at a 57.77. Your Wildcats touching in at a 1-3. 1-3-5. That's how you score points, guys. Ben Curran's your captain over there. Look for him to go a sub-1, probably right after Christmas, but so tired, struggling to get out of that pool even. That was a great race. Guys leaving it all out, and those were some points that your Wildcats needed there to go a 1-3-5. All right, now when we get to the freestyles, once again, that's the easiest stroke. So a lot of times the newer swimmers, which Eagan definitely has depth on that. So there will be 2 exhibition heats before the JV heat. So, you know, with all sports, you know, you kind of ebb and flow in terms of who's been swimming and how deep is your team. And Coach Morgan at years will say, just give me guys with the pulse. But swimming is so hard. And it says something about Coach Morgan and this program to get 14 freshmen out. I mean, each class gets, you know, a little bit bigger, but 14 is a lot of guys. So swimming in the water now in lane 3 is Philip Cozen. Lane 4, Zach Van Lanigan. Lane 5, Eli Carrasco. Lane 6, Michael Boone. So back to Coach Morgan. I mean, you have a couple of guys, like I mentioned, it longest winning streak in Eagan boys history at 8 straight section titles. Wasn't able to snag that last year, but still has the pedigree. It's not all about winning, it's about respect, and he'll be telling that to the boys because he knows what comes around goes around. I remember in it's 2008 where the meet was tied at Rosemount. Rosemount had not lost at their pool in 10 years. Went down to the 400 free relay, and no one knew who was going to win. Rosemount was anxious. They wiggled at the start, false start. Eagan wins. They kind of cheer at the end, kind of subsided, and then they go and yell again. Coach Morgan crawls up on the side of the pool deck and yells, "Guys, show some respect." You could hear a pin drop. What broke the silence was the Rosemount parents cheering on Chris Morgan, teaching these boys a life lesson. And that's what you're going to get with him. It doesn't matter if it's a win or loss, but you're going to get respectful boys coming out of this. So, also hungry boys, not going to lie. So the second heat will be another exhibition heat. It's good to see the future of the program filling all lanes here in the exhibition heat. And they're off, and lane 1 is Ryan Huth, lane 2, Preston Dunn, lane 3, Pranav Antavillo, lane 4, Ethan Jenkins, lane 5, Lucas Gord, lane 6, McGavin Nee. It's still early on in the season where it's Coach Morgan is figuring out the seeds, and you can see this in this first thing. Outside Smoke in lane 6, McGavin Nee coming in first, and then it goes to Pranav in lane 3. Lane 5, Lucas. But we'll see, it's 100, so it's down and back, down and back. Touching in first in this heat is Outside Smoke with McGavin Nee. Second will go to Lucas Gord. Third to Pranav. Fourth to Ethan. Ryan Huth getting 6th place there. Preston Dunn in lane 2 got 4th. So now we're into the junior varsity. So you'll see the Panthers filling in lanes 2, 4, 6. All right, for your Wildcats in lane 1, Carlos Conlon, lane 3, Nano Talon, lane 5, Neelan Abalam. For the Panthers in lane 2, Kai Younglove, lane 4, Aiden Sorley, lane 6, Nicholas Anderson. With a really good start is senior captain Neelan Abalam in this junior varsity heat there in lane 5. Also showing some gusto is Carlos Conlon in lane 1, lane 3. Nanotalin. So once again, showing the depth of the Wildcats. And so true team sections that they score, I believe it's 6 athletes in each event. So expect Eagan to really show up for the true team sections, having going 1, 2, 3 so far in the 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. Kneeling, touching in. The 103.35, like to see that under a minute. It's a freestyle, so you'll see that. Eagan touching in at second place in lane 3, Nanotalin, lane 5, Kai Younglove. So good race there. All right, some points are on the line here. The 100-yard freestyle. Type meet like this, all these points are important here. See on the blocks there in lane 1 is your Wildcats, Aiden Smith. Solid start there right off the blocks. Lane 3, Derek Bango. Lane 5, Louis Decatois. For the Panthers in lane 2, Kellen Krantz. Lane 4, Jonah Hoffman. Lane 6, Parker Mann. The race is in the center, folks. Wow. Oh, touching in first, though, is in lane 4, Jonah Hoffman. Getting a nice push, but Derek Bango, he will be flying and hot at this last length. Not too far behind, but before is Louis Decatois. But it does look like Jonah Hoffman is going to get the best of that Wildcats here, getting 1. But the Cats going 2-3, 2-3-4. So Jonah Hoffman, you can raise your hands for winning the heat, but Wildcats just outpointed you. I mean, going 2-3-4 that's where the points are at, folks. Golf clap, and sorry, we're not getting the scores updated on the scoreboard, so we'll kind of shout down there.
We got the boys 500-yard freestyle, junior varsity.
Okay. Okay.
All right, going into the 500 JV, Eagan is up by 6. I don't know the exact score, but they're up by 6, so they'll have some time down there on deck now that it's the 500-yard freestyle junior varsity. Hoping to have all these Lakeville guys under 7 minutes. Keep it clicking here. So for your Wildcats in lane 1, that is Michael Boom. Lane 5 is Tyler Burby. For the Panthers in lane 2, it's Thien Pham. Lane 4, Tyler Hultgren. Lane 6, Davin Berg. So this is 20 lengths of the pool. So it's definitely a long race, but looking at the Eagan, the swim and dive program, a lot of years have gone into this. I know my wife Margie, who's actually on camera 1 tonight, she and I spent 13 years in this program and it definitely helped raise 3 of our boys. I mean, if you look at the adults in our kids' lives, you know, Sunday school teachers, yes, friends, yes, all spend time with us, but basically no other human has spent more time with our boys than Coach Chris Morgan. And he's the type of guy that you want your kids to help lead through. So, I mean, over 1 million laps of the pool each of our kids did under his tutelage. But at this time, we really want to thank Velan Ambalam from Bridge Realty, generous sponsor, Riptide Swimming, Elsmore Swim Shop, Twin City Orthopedics, which is by the training house at the Vikings Lakes. So, and
Caleb from Lakeville.
Trail Stop Tavern, generous supporter on Diffley and Highway 3 through the pull tabs and the hockey. And also we thank Ballpark Realty, John Mulkern, and Doolittle's Woodfire Grill. Good reservations there for Saturday night. Not reservations to go there, but reservations to go eat. Rotisserie chicken is phenomenal, and stay for the mudslide pie.
Second place for Lakeville, Alex scored 225.95. And first place for Eagan was Owen, who scored 260.75.
So in the high school swim meets, the 500 is the longest race. 20 lengths of the pool. In college, you swim further. You have the mile, but in high school, this is the longest. So you see the boys on the other end of the pool who set up the numbers and count for their respective athletes. Last year we did have the state champion at Eagan, Jackson Keller, who won state in the 200 and the 500. So he definitely moved through the water quickly. And you see his name on the board for the boys' record at a 4:33. So he did definitely the athlete and the swimmer there. He's now swimming on scholarship at the University of Utah for the Utes. He was out at Princeton University. I know his delightful parents, Paul and Jennifer, were able to get out to Princeton and watch him swim. He's doing some of the 200 fly, 500 free. And if the Keller family wasn't talented enough in having their next son be a captain of this year's swim team, their other son right now is one of the leads at Encore. He's a phenomenal tap dancer, and singer. So we got to see that last night. And to amp it up even more, their daughter, Ellie, was able to sing the national anthem tonight. Special moment here at Dakota Hills Pool. A lot of reverb on the microphone as Ellie was singing. And she's a very experienced singer and knew it was hurting people's ears, so she kind of moved it away and kind of started singing it a cappella, and the whole place sang the national anthem a cappella. I felt like I was at the World Cup finals with Argentina singing the national anthem of their country. So it was quite the moment. It's rare when you have hundreds of people sing a cappella the national anthem. So it was a wonderful moment, and that's what swimming provides for us. So we're getting down to the last two laps here. I see the 17s being put out there. Lane 6, we have or the 13, so we have a little bit of time. The bell denotes the leader has 1 lap to go. What a great sound that must be if you're in the water. Man, just hearing, all I have to do is go down and back, and then I'm done. And to think some guys just go down and back, and that's their race. Good to see it. Almost under 6. Almost. A great swim by Tyler Burby there in lane 5. I said we'd like to get all swimmers under 7. I don't think that's going to happen tonight, but ooh, nice touch in there. Tyler Hultgren touches in. 6:15.75, and then lane 3, Team Fam. Michael Boom doing a great job just moving through the water. Good to see the Wildcats screaming loud for Michael Boom here in lane 1. Nice, touching in. Like to see Boom not breathe in that last stroke. We'll get him under 7 minutes come the end of January. I'll have nothing to do with it. All right, it's a race. This is 53 to 52. Okay, 58 to 52 here, and is the score right now for the varsity. So 58 for the Wildcats, 52 for Lakeville North. That's B4. Well, that's right up until now. I almost said it's before the 500-yard freestyle. You'd say, yeah, I know, Gus, they didn't swim yet for the varsity. So 6-point difference right now. So with 3 individual events and 2 relays, good clap out for both teams. Cheering on Devin Berg, the freshman for Lakeville, finishing up. So, all right, Miggy is getting ready for this. This is his premier event. So expecting big things from Miggy San Jose. Rumor has it that he even tapered on his disc golf playing this summer and really focused on swimming. We'll see if that's true or not. Scoreboard had a little bit of a blip here, so we have to 30-second reset here. I mean, if you're swimming 20 lengths, you kind of want to make sure the pads are working. So a little reset on the equipment. Once again, parents are heavily involved in this. Like, if this happened out at the soccer field, they'd have the facilities managers out there fixing it. But here at swimming, you have parents. Shalone is down there, has been there forever. Vijay Shrista, also as faithful as the sunrise down there, working the equipment.
Sure, we'll announce the swimmers while we're waiting. In the boys 500-yard freestyle varsity, lane 1 for Eagan, we have Josiah Schafhausen. Lane 2 will be Lakeville North, Isaac Snaza. Lane 3 for Eagan, Miguel San Jose. Lane 4 for Lakeville North, Nicholas Vinovich. Lane 5 for Eagan, Mason Dietering. And lane 6, Lakeville North, will be Lucas Hoffman. And looks like we're good to go again with the boys 500-yard freestyle varsity.
All right, here we are at the 500-yard freestyle. All right, your swimmers here for the 500-yard freestyle is lane 1, Josiah Schaffhausen for the Wildcats. Lane 3, Miggy San Jose. Lane 5, Mason Dietering. For the Panthers in lane 2, Isaac Snaza. Lane 4, Nicholas Vinovich. Lane 6, Lucas Hoffman. So as I mentioned, last year at this time, the state champion, we were watching him, Jackson Keller, swim this. And, you know, I'd like to say he was a standard that everyone was set by, but candidly, he was so far ahead, you couldn't quite pace off of him. This year, we have Miggy, and like I said, he's dedicated more to swimming than disc golf. Has not started a podcast for swimming as he did for his disc golf, but still serious nonetheless. The news face here, I guess I should have seen him last year, but Josiah Schaffhausen in lane 1 is a freshman, so he's new to this Wildcats team, and he certainly is hanging in there. Once again, getting 5th is that 1 point, so with Eagan only up by 6 points, every point is critical, especially when it comes to relays. But Miggy's lead is now over a body length, which is good to see. And he is an experienced swimmer. I do know that he swam regionals, so he's able to keep this pace. If nothing else, even negative split. Negative split is when your splits get faster. Inexperienced swimmers start out fast and can't quite hold on to it, but a Miggy who's been in the pool for over a half of his life will be able to hold it back and negative split and get faster as the meet goes on, and that's as the race goes on. That's exactly what you're seeing here. He's now almost 2 body lengths away. Meanwhile, Mason Dietering in lane 5 is trying to hold on to it. The Lakeville North swimmers are in 2 and 3 respectively, with Nicholas Vinovich basically in 2nd, and then Snaz in 3rd. Actually, on that turn there, Snazza was able to get that 2nd, so but Mason Dietering is not letting this go. He's continuing to go on. Just want to remind those Wildcat Nation who's watching, the alumni meet will be 1 week from tonight at 6 o'clock. It was originally on a different night, but due to custodial staff, it got moved to Thursday night. So please reach out to your boys and let them know that it is an alumni meet. And girl swimmers are welcome as well. Always a great time. And then after that, many of the swimmers go out afterwards to rekindle the friendships and make sure people are doing well in life. So please pass that along. Want to see a great turnout that evening. So as we're checking in here at the 13th length, boy, really nice work there. Mason Dietering hanging on into that, almost in third place there. Be interesting to see if he can just hang on to it there. Miggy pulling away with it solidly. And then in lane 1, Josiah Scheffering, definitely a solid 5th place. Miggy making it look like a training race now. Love that little sip of air that Mason gets in that. You can tell he's an experienced swimmer, doesn't do a full stroke, just gets some air so he can get a nice push off that wall. And Miggy will earn that bell, which will denote he has 1 lap to go. But the race really is in lane 5 and 2 with Mason Dietering really holding on. I wish Mason knew how close he was to Isaac Snaz in lane 2. He's able to look over, but not quite. Mason did not get the push he needed off that wall there. Miggy gonna come in at a sub 5:15, I assume. Mason still trying to hold on, half body length away. Nicholas Vinovich definitely gonna get 2nd here. Miggy touching it at a 5:12.71. Coming in next will be Vinovich. And then 3rd place will go to Snaza. Nice solid 4th place to Dietering. Dietering touching in at a 5:19.94. Just 1.9 seconds away. Nice touch in there to 5:34 by Josiah Schaffhausen. So when you graduate the state champion and you come back with a lot of time, almost all 3 times under 5:30, you're in decent position. So this is going to send us to the 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. Nice finish there, under 6 minutes in lane 6 for 6th place. That's 3 6s. We won't say that again. That's Lucas Hoffman in lane 6. A lot of bodies are going to be on the deck here for the 200-yard freestyle relay. This JV heat. It appears there's only three lanes going here. Lane 1, that is Ryan Huth. Lane 4 is Robert Retzel. Lane 5 is Ian Chong, the sophomore. So these are, it's 4 guys swimming a 50. It's a relatively quick race. It's always the fastest relay of all the relays. Looks like it's Ian Chong touching in first, handing it to Phil Cozen. And then lane 1, Zach Van Vanlenhan touches in. Lakeville North in the water is 8th grader Jonathan Colbert. Third swimmers are on the blocks here. Looking over there at lane 5, that's Jonah Moeller getting ready to go in. On the bottom of your screen, that is Eli Carrasco diving in, and Lakeville North, Angad Handa. Good racing going on by the guys. A lot is determined in that flip turn. How can you, what kind of push can you get off that wall? Lakeville North scooching ahead there with Handa kicking like a maniac. Hands that over to Thien Pham. Lane 1 in the water is Ezra Moeller. And lane 5 is Pranav Antavilu. Last swimmers are in the water. Currently it is Lakeville North with Pham leading. Might be tough to catch him in a freestyle, but tell you what, Pranav is going like crazy in lane 1. Bumps off the lane lines. You know, I do have to say, a lot of new swimmers, no lost goggles, so that's been good to see. Oh, my apologies. In lane 1, that was Ezra Moeller. Pranav was over there in lane 5, so Ezra doing a nice job touching in there. That sends us to the gets us to the varsity relay, the 200-yard freestyle. Once again, Eagan is up 58-52. Relays are worth double. Coach, all right, 67-55 right now. Going into this relay. And I'll tell you what, we got Coach Morgan, so you know he's probably going to try to grab a 2-3. Lane 1 for your Wildcats is called deep. Racha Batuni, lane 3. Thomas Keller, lane 5. Ben Currens. For the Panthers in lane 1, Liam Grange. Lane 4, Cooper Krantz. Lane 6, Aiden Sorley. In the pool now in lane 3, Derek Bango. Lane 4, Jack McLeod. Lane 2, Joseph Younglove. Lane 1, McGavin Nee. And then Louis de Courtois is in lane 5. And then Oliver Snazza is in lane 6. Coming in hot is Louis, doing a nice job in the water now. At lane 3, Alex Bango. Lane 4, Nicholas Vinovich. Lane 5, Braden Hegenbarth. Lane 2, Lucas Hoffman. Lane 1, Neelan Ambalan. Lane 6, Matthew Hendricks. Races in the middle. Alex Bango coming in like crazy. He's looking to hand it off to Miggy. He's ready to go. Lane 4, that's Jonah Hoffman. Lane 5, Mason Dietering. Boy, Eagan, if Eagan could grab a 1-3 here, that would be fantastic. Miggy is hanging on to it. Lane 2 now is Isaac Snazza. Miggy's going like crazy. He needs this. It's going to be in the touch. He touches it at 1:32.42. 0.2 seconds. Thank you, Miggy San Jose. A nice finish there in lane 5 there by Mason Dietering. Boy, what a race. Getting that third place is key too, 1 and 3. So it's 67.59. I said 55, but it's 59 going into the last race. But that relay is worth a mound of points. Like I said, it's double. Finishing off the race over there in lane 6 is Devin Berg. So only the top 3 relays score, but in individual events, the top 5 places score. So this gets us into the backstroke, and it's a junior varsity. Man, what a race that was. I love relays. I mean, you're never quite sure. I mean, the chess match between the coaches, like Lakeville North has, you know, a few guys that are just amazing. You know they're going to take the breaststroke. I mean, you saw in that, you saw Cooper Krantz in that medley relay, what he can do. But here we are in the backstroke junior varsity. Lane 1 for the Wildcats is Ethan Schumacher. And then that's the only swimmer for the Wildcats here. And then in lane 2 is Kai Younglove for Lakeville North. Lane 4, Parker Ehreich. And lane 6, Nicholas Anderson. So once again, looking at the flags, the only time that the flags are meaningful is in the backstroke. Once you see the flags, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I flip turn. So all that takes is practice and practice and practice. Ethan Schumacher doing a nice job digging in lane 1 there, keeping the head up, and the kicking is key. The power is in the legs. If you look at your legs, those are your biggest muscles in your body. Your triceps aren't going to win a breaststroke, I'll tell you that. Nice touch in there, and lane 4 by Parker Ehreich at a 105.89. Ethan Schumacher, well done, sir. He's stroking it out in lane 1. Looks like he'll be grabbing second place here in the junior varsity. Nicely done by Schumacher at the 124.74. Third place for the Panthers is Kai Younglove with a 126.87. Fourth place goes to Nicholas Anderson with a 131.68. This sends us to the varsity backstroke. Reese Heenis Cook will be in lane 1 there. And then in lane 3 is Aiden Smith. And lane 5, Josiah Schaffhausen. For the Panthers in lane 2, Carson Eppert. Lane 4, Aaron Larkin, lane 6, Parker Mann. A lot of points on the table here. Aiden Smith doing a good job with that cadence. He's going stroke to stroke with Aiden Smith. Smith is a little bit ahead. It's all in the turns, folks. Boy, Smith does a really nice turn. Larkin has a nice turn, but Smith's underwater went a little bit better. Need to mention in lane 5, that is Josiah Schaffhausen in 3rd place with Reese Heenis Cook in 4th place. Wildcats could outpoint here if they can hold these positions, but nonetheless, we would love to see Aiden Smith touch in first. Not going to happen. He'll get 2nd, but the race is down in lane 1. We need Reese Heenis Cook to knock it 6th. He touches in with the 5th place at a 1:08.18. He knew that. He's a senior. 4 years of experience. He knew, 2 of those years he was section champs. 3 of those years, and so he knew he needed to outtouch that, and he did. Nice job. I mean, Reese, well done. Once again, that if you get 5th, you get a point. A point matters a lot when it comes down to the wire like this, and as we know, Cooper Krantz will be winning this breaststroke. I mean, his breaststroke will be one of the top 16 in the state coming the end of the year here. And Sims gives a hand gesture for the start. Here we are in the 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity. Lane 1 is for your Wildcats is Berrigan Rawwing. Lane 3, Neelan Ambalam. Lane 5, Lucas Hanna. For the Panthers in lane 2, Oliver Snazza. Lane 4, Aiden Sorley. Lane 6, Jonathan Colbert. Good turns there. Ambalam doing a good job staying out there in first. Aiden Sorley of the Panthers is right on his tail there. In 3rd right now is Berrigan Rowling of the Wildcats. Good underwaters. Neelan needing to stroke it out. Should not be looking side to side. Mind your own beeswax. Let's get her done. Boy, coming in hot there is Aiden Sorley, who's going to outtouch Neelan to win this junior varsity heat by about 0.6. Nice job by Berrigan grabbing that 3rd place finish. But in this race, coming up here, the 100-yard breaststroke varsity, you'll want to watch Cooper Krantz. Watch the underwaters in lane 4. Who really get a nice underwater and pull out, and it's all about the streamline. We'll see if Alex Bango can hang in there, but this can be a tough one. Once again, watch off the diving blocks. I won't speak. Just watch and kind of see what Cooper Krantz does with this underwater in lane 4. Dives in, and then you'll see a pull, push and a pull. Over halfway done with the pool. Doesn't even need to swim till halfway out there. What a start. Lane 1, Braden Hagenbarth for your Wildcats. Lane 3, Alex Bango. Lane 5, Will Win. For the Panthers in lane 2, Jack McLeod. Lane 4, Cooper Krantz. Lane 6, Liam Grange. Really nice outside smoke here right now with Braden Hagenbarth. Also, Will Wynn is doing a nice job hanging in there. Jack McLeod in 2nd place for the Panthers right now. So the question is, will anyone be able to dethrone Jack McLeod from a 2nd place here? Cooper Krantz running away with it with the victory here. But it's Will Wynn up there in lane 5 who has a chance to try to catch lane 2, Jack McLeod. He has a quicker cadence, but it's not going to happen. Not today, not tonight. Bango ends up touching in 3rd out of all the Eagan swimmers. A bit of a surprise there for a 5th place finish. So that mixes things up, and that'll bring us down to the 400-yard freestyle relay, if I'm not mistaken, but more to come. I don't have the abacus here. 9-1? Okay. Little hand gesture from Chris Morgan. It is 91 for your Eagan Wildcats, 81 for the Panthers. So the magic number is a 96, is a tie. So sans a couple DQs in the 400 freestyle relay. Eagan should have it after that breaststroke, believe it or not. So, but 400 freestyle relay will be junior varsity first. We'll see if the tradition lives on with the Go Big Blue, but after all the couple wonky years, I'm not sure if we got it or not. We'll see what happens here. Might not be for the JV, but we'll hear for the varsity possibly. We'll see. For Wildcats in lane 1, Pranav Antavilo. Lane 3, Carlos Conlon. Lane 5, Bergen Rowing. For the Lakeville North Panthers, lane 4, Thien Pham. Down back, down back. Right, second swimmer is on the blocks. First one in the water will be in lane 3, Michael Boom. Lane 5, Isaac Krebs. Lane 4, Kai Younglove. And lane 1, Preston Dunn. Preston wasn't quite sure if Pranav was going to touch in or not, but played it safe, made sure he touched in first, so always a good move. Want to have clean handoffs in these relays. Oh, our first goggle mishap of the evening. Hate to draw attention to it, but he's trying to put him back on there in lane 3, Michael Boom. It's one of those deals where you just kind of have to swim through that and say, that sucked. Make sure it doesn't happen next time, because you're not going to fix it and get it going. Because if you get them back on your eyes, it's just going to hold chlorinated water in your eyes. All right. Lane 5, Ethan Schumacher is in the water. Lane 3, Brad Simpson diving in. Lane 1 diving in, that's Ethan Jenkins, a freshman, diving in. Lane 4, the Panthers, Nicholas Anderson. So you'll see that in the JV relays, a lot of times they're not really seated center lane fastest, because a lot of these kids haven't been swimming, aren't club swimmers. So the coaches are trying to figure out the timing of it. So telling you, toughest sport you've never done. And if you have swum, it's the toughest sport you have done. Little touch turn there in lane 1. Let's go excuse me, that was Ethan Jenkins. All right, on the blocks in lane 3, Lucas Hanna's ready to go. He's in the water and off and going. Lane 5, Nano Tallon. So the last swimmers for the JV heat, half of them are in the water. Lane 1 here is Lucas Gord getting ready to go here. Securing the goggles, waiting for that touch, clean touch. All right, and the final swimmer in the water will be Parker Ehreich in lane 4, diving in. Good underwater. Looking at Parker's stroke in lane 4, he is going to make up a ton of time. He's just got that Evan motor in the back. Look at that kick. It's great to see. Wow. That split in lane 4. Oh, we're not showing splits on the board, but anyway, it was the fastest one of this race. That's the kind of math I do. Nice touch in there in lane 3 by Lucas Hanna. Touching in second there in his lane 5 relay, Nano Tallon. And like I said, lane 4 making up a ton of time. Parker Ehreich for the Panthers. Finishing strong there in lane 1 is Lucas Gord, the freshman. So as I mentioned, sans a disqualification here in this 400 free relay, Eagan should have this meet. And rest assured, Coach Morgan has told these boys, clean starts, boys, clean starts. See if there's any wiggling at the start. Solid start, no DQs. That's what we needed to see. Lane 1 for the Wildcats is Mason Dietering. Lane 3, Thomas Keller. For the Wildcats in lane 5, Tyler Burby. For the Panthers in lane 2, Carson Eppert. Lane 4, Justice Ray. Lane 6, Lucas Hoffman. Keller hanging in there. Kind of an unsuspecting turn so far that Keller has Justice Ray right on his behind there. Guessing Keller will pull away from him on this turn. Let's see what it is. Underwater push. Nope. In the reverse, Justice Ray is pulling ahead. See your second swimmers on the blocks. In lane 3 is Dobbin Chong. And then lane 4, Nicholas Vinovich. Lane 5 in the water, Reese Cook. Lane 1, Josiah Schaffhausen. Lane 2, Kellen Krantz. Lane 6 in the water now is Joseph Younglove. Boy, it is tight in the middle of the pool, but it's getting further out as Nicholas Vinovich continues to stretch it. But oh my Lanta, it is Dobbin Chong hanging tight and taking the lead there in the middle of the pool. It's going to be key on this next turn. What's it look like? What's Dobbin Chong have off the wall? Tight turn, what's the push? Solid push by Chong. Oh, they are neck and neck coming in. And who do we have on the blocks? That is Derek Bango in lane 3. Isaac Snaza, lane 4. Bango is off the blocks first, thanks to Dobbin Chong's excellent finish. This might be the deciding factor, folks, in lane 3 and 4. Hopping in lane 1 is Riley McRoberts. Lane 2, it's Parker Mann. Lane 5, William Wen. Oh, really nice work in the middle of the pool here. Derek Bango continues to extend it. But Jonah Hoffman is the final swimmer, the anchor swimmer for the Panthers. He needs to give Miggy as much as he can. So Dobbin Chong, your work is not done yet. Good flip turn there in lane 5 by Will Wynn. Coming in solidly in first place there Derek Bango hanging off to Miggy San Jose. Joseph Hoffman is about 2 lengths behind Miggy. And it is going to be action-packed, but I'm telling you, my money's on Miggy. Wait, we can't have money. It's MSHSL. In lane 1, getting ready to go here. The last swimmer is Aiden Smith. Lane 5, that is Braden Hagenbarth. And lane 2, getting ready to go in, that's Aaron Larkin. Miggy continuing to hold that 2 body length lead. Definitely a key lead. You want to have that 400 freestyle. I'm not sure if this is the team that Coach Morgan will be sending to sections or not, but it's ready to touch in for a first place finish as Miggy San Jose on behalf of Relay A. In lane 4, Justin Hoffman, solid finish there for the Panthers. Just good stuff. Good to see the congratulations. Swimmers from club, a lot of these A relay guys are clubbers in the summer, so they're no strangers. Touching in lane 5, Braden Hagenbarth, and lane 1, Josiah Schaffhausen. Really good to see. Boy, it is fun to see the depth here at the Wildcat pool, pun intended. So won't be able to give you an official score yet. But it is an Eagan dub time here. Great sportsmanship by both teams. Still finishing up here is in lane 6 is Tyler Hultgren. But the next home meet for Eagan Swim and Dive will be on Tuesday, December 20th. And that we are encouraging alumni to come out for that meet. Cheer the guys on. Cheer them on and see them in action. But then on Thursday is the official alumni meet. Plan to see the brotherhood and go out afterwards. So we really appreciate Eagan Television. ETV is such a great partner for Eagan Swim and Dive. Appreciate all of their efforts. Margie Broman on camera 1, and Paul Keller organized this, and then we have Joe. Fortunately, I don't know his last name, but he directed everything tonight, and it went flawlessly. We appreciated the additional cameras, and so the teams will be cheering and sending each other off, but this is Gus Broman for Eagan Television. Be joyful, choose love, and be safe.